Good evening and welcome to GMAETS 41 Mathematics class. In our class today, we are going to give attention to indicial equation leading to simultaneous equation. That's simply indices equation that leads us to simultaneous equation. Anyway, before we move on to our class today, I have this, just a basic maths. Which of these numbers is divisible by 2? You have this, you have this. So how do you know a number that 2 can divide? And how do you know a number that 3 can divide? Find out. Welcome to our class today. We are going to get to business right away as I carry you friends through how you solve problems that has to do with indices which lead to simultaneous equation. In our previous math class, I had already explained and taught you friends how you solve indicial equation that leads to quadratic equation. So let us deal with another type of equation that can be obtained from indices. Is that okay? We're going to look at indicial equation. Indicial equation leading to simultaneous equation. Simultaneous equation. If you are new to this channel, right away, what do? Subscribe to this channel. After subscribing, you would see a notification bell. Besides, click that notification bell, select all so that you can get all notifications from this channel. If I come on live, YouTube will notify you immediately. If I upload any content, you will be the first person to be notified. Remember, on this channel, GMAETS 41 brings you full-blown works on your STEM subjects. Indicial equation leading to simultaneous equation. For a student to be able to deal with problems on indicial equation that leads to simultaneous equation, a good knowledge of simultaneous equation is required. Because, of course, you will reduce this indicial equation to simultaneous equation and then solve to obtain the unknown. How do you identify an indicial equation that leads to simultaneous equation? Basically, you will see two separate equations. I repeat, basically, you will see what? Two separate equations, just like you know about simultaneous equation. Let us go straight to questions we have here. We don't have time in our class today. Our very first question, we have this. Question number 1. If 5 to the power of x minus y is equal to 125 and 3 to the power of 4y minus x is equal to 243. Find the value of 2x plus y over 3. So we have this question there on the board. We are asked to find the value of 2x plus y over 3. Now observe that this question we have here, these are two separate equations. This is one of them, and this is the other one. And we have two unknowns in the equation. This is an indicial equation, as we all know from our basic knowledge, previous knowledge on indices. Because, of course, you can see that you have powers, exponents. You can see the exponent, and, of course, you have equal to there. So it becomes equation in indices, called indicial equation. It leads to simultaneous equation here because we have two separate equations. So let us solve this problem, obtain the value of x and y, and simply simplify what we have here. Before I move on into solving this question, let's check the network situation to be sure that your friends are there. Fine. The network is intact. Please, once you join this class, like this live class. Like it, share the link to your friends right now. Invite them to also subscribe and join this class. Okay? Your friend, someone out there needs this class now. So help somebody out there the same way as I'm helping you. You know? Let's go. So here we have 5 to the power of x minus y, and that is equal to 125. So what do? Find a way to break down this 125. Find a way to break down this 125 to base 5. We've done all of these things from previous classes. So if you have problems with understanding this concept, please visit our previous live classes. They are all on this channel. 125 is the same as 5 to the power of 3. Okay, so this is our first term here, the first equation. Secondly, you come to this, you have 3 raised to the power of 4y minus x. And that is equal to, can you break 243 down to base 3? Is it possible? Of course, it is possible. 243 in base 3 should be 3 to the power of 5, likely, right? Because 3 to the power of 4 is going to give you 81. Then 3 to the power of 5 will mean that you are multiplying 3 in 5 places. So if 3 in 4 places multiplied is 81, multiply that 81 by 3, you are going to get 243. I have told you, friends, time and again, don't play with your multiplication. You want to understand maths and calculation subjects. You want to flow easily with your STEM subjects. Then you want to make sure you take your math seriously. At this point, we can actually equate the powers here, the exponents. You see, the bases are the same. So you equate the exponents. As long as the bases are the same, it means that the exponents are also the same. So this implies that, come here, x minus y is equal to 3. You call this equation 1. Come to this term also, the bases are the same, so automatically the exponents must also be the same. So pick the exponent, 4y minus x is equal to 5. This becomes equation 2. Proper simultaneous equation for you to solve. In solving simultaneous equation, there are various methods. At certain levels, okay, let me say basic level, you hear about elimination method, you hear about simultaneous, the substitution rather, you hear about substitution method. We have other methods to include the Saros method, you have the echelon method, you have the Gaussian elimination method, you have the matrix method. But anyway, don't worry, soon I will start dealing with those methods on this channel. Because I'll be launching, not really launching, here we already have video lessons that cover your linear algebra. But this period soon, I will start hosting, lessons on linear algebra, where of course, you would see some of these methods I talked about, okay? But for now, we are going to rely on elimination method or substitution method. In this particular class, I would like to use substitution method because already on this channel, I have a video lesson that covers elimination method. Check through the playlist. Under mathematics playlist, you're going to see that video lesson on elimination method. So here, I'm going to use substitution method. Are you following? I'm going to use substitution method. Using substitution method. For me, I actually prefer elimination method anyway. I'm just using this substitution method because I feel like, okay, let me bring up another method which you should know. I hope your friends can hear me from there. Okay, be sure that the speaker is okay. All right, we are moving on. Like I said, once you join this class, please, all of you friends that have joined, like this lesson. Like this live class so that you give YouTube the opportunity to recommend this video lesson to other people. Please, doing that I will appreciate, because I want many people, many students, scholars, to take this lesson. In substitution method, all I have to do is to go to one of the equations and make one of the unknown subject of the formula. But of course, you want to be wise in selecting the equation that you would wish to use in making one of the unknown subject of the formula. If I were to be in examination hall, I'll prefer to use equation 1. From equation 1, I will make one of them subject of the formula. Because the terms in equation 1, the coefficients are just 1, 1. It will be easier for me. So from equation 1, we have x to be equal to 3 plus y. Just move minus y to the right hand side, add it to 3, you get 3 plus y. Let us call this equation 1a. I can simply call it equation 3 if I want. But there is a way I like numbering my equations so that students can actually be able to flow through. You flow because you are now the fluid as I'm carrying you along. Okay? So I call this equation 1a, just possibly if anybody is seeing it, you know that I got this guy from equation 1. That's just the whole reason, the whole idea. You can choose to call it any equation number you want. It doesn't concern anybody. Now at this point, you substitute 3 plus y for x in equation 2. Remember, I got this guy from equation 1. Once you get this from this equation 1, you now have to substitute it into equation what? 2. Suppose I actually made one of the unknown subjects of the formula from equation 2, I would substitute into equation 1. That is how it goes. So this guy is from equation 1, therefore let's substitute into equation 2. What is the implication? Go to equation 2 now. Wherever you see x, fix 3 plus y. To achieve that in equation 2, here we have 4y already minus this x. If you look at the value of x from equation 1a, it contains 2 terms. You must have to put it in brackets. 3 plus y. Because this minus is meant to affect everything about x. And since everything about x is 3 plus y, and close it in brackets, so whenever you are opening up the bracket, the minus will affect each of them. This is going to be made equal to 5. Now, if you look at this equation, just this one equation, it contains only one unknown. And of course, you can only solve an equation to get a unique, a consistent result, answer, if and only if you have one equation and one unknown. If you have one equation and in that one equation you have 2 unknown, you can't solve that problem. Let us assume that we just have this equation. You can't solve to get the value of x or y as a number. It's not done. To solve an equation, you should have one equation containing one unknown. But although if you move on further into the concept of how to solve linear equations, like I said, in higher aspects, like that method that is called echelon method, you can use it to actually solve a lot of things. Whether you have the same number of equation and the same number of unknown, or you have more unknown with fewer equation, or you have fewer equation with more unknown. You can use that method to do a lot of wonders. Don't worry, in linear algebra, I will put you friends through that. Let us solve this guy. This is 4y. If you open up this bracket, you get minus 3. You get minus y. Am I communicating? Minus 3 minus y. Now the minus 3, you have to collect it to the right hand side. Collection of like terms. I've covered all of these in GMAETS 41 basic class channel, because that is where you learn all these little things. So if you open up this bracket, you have minus y. Minus y is a like term of 4y. So let it go together with the 4y. Then this minus 3, collect like term to the right hand side. You're going to get 5 plus 3. This is going to give you 8. This is going to give you 3y. 3y is not equal to 8. Since 3y is equal to 8, you can solve to get a value of y. Divide both sides by 3. And you get y to be equal to 8 over 3. Therefore, y is equal to 8 over 3. That's the value of y. Having gotten the value of y, we can actually get the value of x. Let me obtain it from here. To get the value of x, you can use any of these equations on the board. If you want to punish yourself, you can go back to the original question. Use it to get the value of x. You want to punish yourself. You can get it from here if you want to punish yourself. You can get it from here if you want to punish yourself. Because you know the value of y already. You can just solve for the only one unknown, x there. But of course, like I said, if you want to punish yourself, you have this equation 1 and 2 that you can use. However, through this substitution method, using this equation that you formed, you are still punishing yourself. The fastest equation that you can use here to obtain the value of x is 1a. The reason is because x is already subject to the formula there. So solving for x, it implies that x is now equal to, using equation 1a, you come over here, x is equal to 3 plus, what is the value of y? Y is 8 over 3. 8 over 3. This is cool. This is the same as 3 whole number, 8 over 3. 3 whole number, 8 over 3. But I want us to convert this to improper fraction. The value of x is equal to, so we get it to look like this. Work out the LCM. The fastest way of solving this is using this denominator to multiply this whole number. Since what you have here is a whole number. 3 times 3 is going to give you 9. Add it to 8, you get 17. Divide everything by 3. Therefore, the value of x, comma y, the value of x is 17 over 3, comma, the value of y is 8 over 3. We have obtained the value of x and y. But remember, in this question, you are asked to evaluate, okay, find the value of 2x plus y over 3. Which means the value of this x and y, we shall substitute it here and get this whole thing that we are asked to find its value. Let me check the network situation. And of course, check this part of the board, because I'm going to continue the solution there to evaluate this expression. Okay. So having obtained the value of x and y, so now get the value of 2x plus y over 3 will now be equal to 2 times the value of x is what? 17 over 3. 17 over 3 plus, what is the value of y? The value of y is 8 over 3. We are dividing everything by this denominator 3. Simplifying further, if you open up this bracket, this 3 cannot divide this 2, you know that. They can't reduce. So multiply 2 by 17, you get 34. This term is equal to 34 over 3 plus 8 over 3. Divide everything by 3. You know that this channel is not for basic level of learning, because this channel is dedicated to our scholars from grade 10. In Nigeria here, we call it SS1. Are you following? Grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, grade university. Higher institution, those in 100 level, 200 level, this channel is dedicated to them. Therefore, there are certain things we will not be doing anymore. If you want to learn some of all these step-by-step something, basic arithmetics, please subscribe to GMAETS 41 basic class. That is the name of that channel. That channel is dedicated to our basic scholars. Scholars in basic 4, basic 5, or grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, as you might wish to call it, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9. In that channel, I play with maths, with English, and basic science, okay? To build these basic scholars up. If you're having certain challenges with your basic arithmetics, basic knowledge, meet me on that channel. Once again, the name of the channel is GMAETS 41 Basic Class. If you're spelling the GMAETS, do not use this hypersign. Don't put it. Just GMAETS 41 together. then you space basic, you space class. Having said that, for this guy, you know that you have to work out the LCM. You work out this LCM, you get 3 as the LCM in the numerator part, because here all these things, they form the numerator. Simplify that. LCM here is 3. If you work it out, you're going to get 34 plus 8, which will give you 42. 42 over 3, right? 42 over 3 will now be the the term that you're going to get in the numerator. But you know that 42 over 3 can reduce. 3 can divide 40. Let me show you that one. 42 over 3, then all over the denominator. You have this guy in the numerator like this. Before I started this class, there was a basic math that I had on the board here, you know. Just used it to teach a basic scholar today, you know, this afternoon. In Nigeria now, we are in the night, okay? This is there about 2 minutes after 9. So that class was in the afternoon here in Nigeria, right? So how can you tell that 3 can divide this 42? Rules of divisibility. 4 plus 2 will give you 6. 3 can divide 6. Therefore, 3 can divide 42. Can we reduce this, please? Remember, 42 over 3 is the term you obtain by simplifying this fraction. 34 over 3 plus 8 over 3. By the way, in the basic class channel, I'm almost rounding off fractions. We are in fraction there. So you can learn more. You can learn more from there. Okay, so 3 can divide 3 here, you get 1. 3 can divide 42, what will you get? If 3 goes into 4, it's going to be 1, remainder 1. Attach the 1 to this 2, you get 12. If 3 divide 12, you're going to get 4. That is 14. Which means that this term given to us, therefore, 2x plus y all over 3 is equal to 14 over 3. Is equal to 14 over what? 3. If you like, you can convert this to mixed fraction, or 3 can go into 14 how many times? 4 whole time. That 4 whole time will give you 12. So what is going to be the remainder? 2. The remainder will be 2, then over the denominator 3. So either one leave the answer like this, or you leave the answer like this. That is the value of 2x plus y over 3 in this indicial equation. Now take note, dear friends, that my aim is not this thing here, right? In this question, that I solved and obtained the value of 2x plus y over 3 to be this 10 is not the real thing that this particular class is based on. How I solve this indicial equation leading to simultaneous equation to obtain the value of x and y is the most important thing. The follow-up is just a basic maths, 1 plus 1 maths. We are done with this. Let us take another question, which of course is going to be the last question in our class today, and of course the last of indices on this channel. Okay? Another thing I do anything about indices is just to have fun with questions. It could include Olympiad question or whatever you call it. Those are not so much important. They are 1 plus 1 stuff. It's just for you to have the core basic knowledge of indices, and you can play with all those indicial Olympiad equation problem. That's indicial equation problem in all these Olympiad maths. All right, let me check the network situation once again. I'll wipe the board down and then we'll move on to the second question for our class today. I'm wiping. At the end of this live class, a copy of this live class will be made available. A copy of this live class will be made available. So you can come back and copy your notes, okay, if you so wish. Question number 2. Let's see what we've got here. Question 2, we are asked to solve the equation solve the equation 2 to the power of 2x minus 3y equal to 32. 3 to the power of x minus 2y equal to 81. We have to solve this problem that we have on the board. And of course, this is 1 plus 1, like I said. Coming to this, all you have to look for is to find a way to break this bigger number to have this smaller base 2, so that both sides of the equation will have the same base. Coming to this first equation, this is an indicial equation leading to a simultaneous equation because they have separate equations. Are you following, right? And you can see exponents there. You can see index there. You can see powers there. So it is indicial equation because of these exponents and this equality sign, leading to simultaneous equation because you have separate equations. Please, let's get to business. Come here. This is 2 to the power of 2x minus 3y equal to 32 can be broken down to base 2, which is 2 to the power of 5. This is 3 to the power of x minus 2y equal to 81 can be broken down to base 3. 3 to the power of 4 is 81. Excellent knowledge of multiplication will help you to be fast in getting all these, base and power terms equivalent or equal to certain numbers. Please work on your multiplication table a lot. And x minus 2y is equal to 4. That gives us equation 2. So use the elimination method to solve this one. Let us see how we do that. I'll be using elimination method. You can use substitution method if you want, using elimination. Like I told you, friends, I prefer this elimination method. It's faster to use in solving any simultaneous equation problem. All I have to do is look at this equation, decide the alphabet I want to kick off. I want to eliminate. My generator is going off. So while I do this, if it goes off, that's it. Please remember, you can support this channel so that everything that is required to make our class seamless will be made available. Now, I want to eliminate this x. But anyway, let me provide an alternative light, please. Be patient. Be patient. Now, I told you that the generator was already going off, but we are going to manage these lights, this lighting system, so that I'll round off what we have on the board as we close today's class. At least you've learned something good from the class. Okay, so coming over here, I said we are using elimination method. I've decided to eliminate x. And to do that, I'll make sure that the coefficient of x in equation 1 and 2 are the same. Here, the coefficient of x is 2x. And here, the coefficient of x is 1. So what I am going to do, I want to make both of them 2, 2. To achieve that is simple. Since this is 2x already, I'll simply come to x minus 2y equal to 4. This equation 2. I'll multiply it by 2. So that in this equation, I'll have 2x. This one, I also have 2x. So let us do that. I am going to equation 2 now to multiply each of the term by 2. Doing that, if I multiply this one by 2, I'll get 2x. If I multiply this 2y by 2, I'll get minus 4y. If I multiply 4 by 2, I am going to get 8. Now let me call this equation 2a. I decided to call it that name because I obtained it from equation 2. Yeah. What I did was to multiply this equation 2 by 2 to get this. Now at this point, I will solve equation 1 and equation 2a together by eliminating x. Because x in equation 1 and x in equation 2a, they have the same coefficients, 2x, 2x. So you can eliminate them, or you can eliminate the x there by subtracting one of the equation from the other one. Since the sign here is positive 2x, the sign here is also positive 2x. To eliminate, you subtract. If one of them is plus and the other is minus, to eliminate, you add. So all these principles, take note of it. So I want to eliminate. I am subtracting equation. Let me see. I will subtract equation 2 from 1, right? I'm going to subtract equation 1 rather from equation 2a. I'll subtract equation 1 from equation 2a. So this implies that I'll come over to this and then I will write 2x minus 3y equal to 5. That is equation 1. I'll now subtract minus equation 2a. I will bring it below here. 2x minus 4y equal to 8. That is equation 2a. Remember, I am subtracting. 2x minus 2x, 0. X has disappeared. Now watch. Minus 3y minus 4y. See this minus will change to plus, because minus times minus is plus, which means that this y term is actually minus 3y plus 4y. And minus 3y plus 4y is going to give us 1y. 1y, which is simply y. Now you go to the right hand side of the equation, have equal to 5 minus 8. 5 minus 8 is minus 3. 5 minus 8 is minus 3. I hope the mic is still transmitting the voice. Okay. So we have obtained our y to be equal to what? Minus 3. Let me wipe this part of the board so that we can conclude. All right. I have obtained the value of y to be minus 3. I'll now proceed using that value of y, which is minus 3. I'll use it to obtain the value of x. I'll go back to these equations I have here. If you want to punish yourself, you use this equation directly given from the question. If you want to punish yourself, you know the value of y already, is just to substitute that value of y and then solve. But that is punishment. Come over to equation 1 or equation 2 or equation 2a. You can use it to determine the value of x. But you want to be wise when you are selecting a particular equation which you wish, which you want to use in getting the remaining unknown. Because in exam hall, you want to go in the direction of the one that will be faster for you to get your answer. Look at equation 1, look at equation 2, look at equation 2a. If I give you the opportunity to select out of the three of them, the one you would wish to use to calculate your x, which one will you use? Would you go for equation 1? Would you prefer to use equation 2? Would you rather go for equation 2a? Why, though this is not a rule or is a suggestion, go for that equation that has, lesser coefficient. That's one of the secrets. I would prefer you go with equation 2. If you compare this and this and this, you agree with me that this one has lesser coefficients. Let's move. So it implies that going to equation 2, you're looking for x, you write your x minus 2y, you fix your 2, bracket, what is the value of your y? Minus 3. Make it equal to 4. Make it equal to what? 4. And then we can solve for the value of x. X minus 2 times minus 3 is going to give us plus 6 equal to 4. Now this is minus 2 times minus 3. You're going to get plus 6. Then you collect your like term and you see clearly that x is equal to minus 2. X is equal to what? minus 2. We've succeeded to obtain the value of x and y in this equation. And you can actually verify that these values of x and y are correct. Complete the value of x and y and substitute here. Then simplify and see that the equation will balance. If you fix the value of x here, simplify, you should get 32 here. Can we find out? X here is minus 2. If you fix minus 2 here, you are going to get positive 4. Right? 2 raised to the power of minus 4. Come here, y is minus 3. If you fix minus 3 here, you're going to get plus 9. So this is plus 9 minus 4. Minus 4 plus 9 is 5, positive 5. 2 raised to the power of 5 will give you 32. Although you're not asked to verify whether your answer is correct or not anyway. So we conclude, therefore, the value of x, y is equal to, come over here, x is minus 2. And you look at this, y is minus 3. This is our answer. I want to believe, as always, that you enjoyed this class, you learned something wonderful. Like I stated from the beginning of the class, if this is your first time of visiting this channel, subscribe right away. After subscribing, turn on the notification bell. If you click on the notification bell after subscribing, a menu will pop up. You will see all. By default, YouTube will select personalized. Change it to all. The reason for that, so you don't miss out on any update from this channel. If I come on live, you'll be the first person to be notified by YouTube. If I upload any pre-recorded video lesson, you will be the first person to be notified by YouTube, so you can learn. There is no time, especially if you are a student. And on this channel, you get the best of the best as you could always wish for. On Mondays, 8 o'clock p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Nigerian time, West African time. I always come on live on Mondays, on Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays, we have maths class, just like we've just concluded this particular class. Wednesdays, we have chemistry. Fridays, we have physics. On Wednesday, I'll be meeting you in a chemistry class, where, of course, we are going to deal with the concept of calculation of the mole and percentage composition of an element in a compound. You won't want to miss out in that class. So right away, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and select all, like I said. And you can also support this channel by becoming a channel member. On this channel, we have monthly subscription, monthly membership, either platinum or diamond level. Okay, where you support this channel monthly, please. That will be greatly appreciated. You saw what happened already. Why teaching? My petrol got exhausted, so the generator went off. We live in a part of the country, yes, in a country where, power, we don't hope for it. Whenever we see it, we thank God. So if what is being done on this channel, of course, it's not a matter of if. Let me remove that clause, if. Yes, what is happening on this channel is part of nation development. You can support this channel so that every arrangement will always be made to give you the best. Let us not lack in anything. Does that make sense? If you're having challenges with your basic maths, basic arithmetics, English, subscribe to GMAETS 41 basic class channel, because that is where all those are being taught. And this channel is meant for scholars in grade 10, 11, grade 12, people that are preparing for certain professional examination, and then undergraduate, university students, 100, 200 level, and 300 level student. I'll be seeing you on Wednesday in our next live class. Do not forget that biology has been launched on this platform also. And regularly, video lessons are being made available on biology. You can follow up with the classes also. Good night and a good day from wherever you are connected to this class. See you live on Wednesday.